Looks like the game is about to start on the stream. Playing with the white pieces, so we're probably gonna see 4 again. Maybe the round was delayed because it looks like Cameron only started playing right now, or she's still talking with her opponent, adjusting the pieces. Let's hope the winning streak continues. Yeah, let's go for 9-0 by the end of the tournament. And 7 games, yeah. Well, if she wins 9 out of 7, that would be great. Exactly. Interesting if she got 9 out of 7. Yeah, so we have the opponents who just arrived, and I think the games are about to start. Once they're done signing the score sheets, or entering the names or whatever they do. Playing someone who's also scoring 4 out of 4, which means if he's also having a good tournament, we shouldn't expect the games to be easy either. But I still hope she's gonna win. The games aren't gonna start just yet if someone's still touching their electronics. She probably had time to rest after that quick win earlier. Moves to trap the opponent's queen. Loud people in the hotel. Unfortunate. And we have the first move of the game. Yeah, so Sicilian with white. I thought she didn't play the what's it called, the C3 Sicilian last time. go for the open Sicilian this time. She plays c5 early. Or I mean. One drawback of pushing both your e-pawn and your c-pawn early is you create this this weak square on d4. So maybe the opponent's gonna try to take advantage of that. Start with a fianchetto, bring the other knight somewhere where it can also jump into d4. Been multiple commentators throughout the different rounds. She's probably thinking about where she's gonna put her bishops. So she has the option of fianchettoing her light square bishop, d3 to bring the bishop out. She chooses to go the other way. Mean that when the knight decides to jump into d4, it's gonna hit the bishop. So we're gonna have to decide if we want to keep it or move it again, or right now the knight is probably not gonna go to d4 because we can just take it. But in a few moves, the other knight is gonna take control of the square, or the bishop is gonna come in. I have the wrong position. So next to Elena, you have Cameron Hady, was like 2000 in online rapid. Now Elena can castle, move her her d pawn to start developing her dark square bishop. Happy to see her castle early. Last tournaments, it was a bit hit or miss whether that would happen or not. Well, more like less likely to happen than to actually than the opposite. So after e6, probably the opponent intends to bring their bishop to e7 rather than g7. Queen is less scary, just because there are fewer ways. He's further away from controlling the d4 square. So I don't think she's gonna be punished for playing c4 in the Sicilian. No. Hey, Vindictive.
Hello.
Hey, yeah, I hear you.
I had the stream on.
So okay.
Hello twice. Yes. I think I just broke the stream.
Yeah. Oh.
My fault.
Anyway.
Playing as white. Interesting.
Yes, I was just playing as white. Just like the previous game. I
missed the round where she was playing as black.
So did you see the previous game? She was also playing e4, c4 against the Sicilian. That time
was
it was
she white or black?
She was white.
She played e4
and c4.
c5. Okay.
Sorry, c4. Yeah, okay. e4, c4. Yeah.
I guess usually the Maroczy is a little bit different because it's an early d4, and then c takes d4, knight takes d4. The Sicilian, there's like no knight on f3, and you can put a pawn on f3.
In the Open Sicilian, we've traded we've played d4, so we've traded c for d usually.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna guess she's gonna play with d3 rather than d4 in this position.
I guess d4 could also work. What's the difference if white has already like a bishop on g4?
Yeah, but d4 for example, d4 in this position, black might give up their bishop voluntarily, because we have a lot of pawns on knight squares anyway. So leaving us without that bishop isn't a bad proposition for them.
Although we still have our dark squared bishop, which is nice for us.
Yeah.
Actually, I think in some Sicilians, black can try to trade off the dark squared bishop with bishop e7 and bishop g5.
Okay, well, she's gonna put her bishop on a long diagonal. Yeah, I've seen a lot of streamers stream their tournaments, and usually when you have someone who doesn't want to be on camera, it's usually children, like kids or teenagers, or it's the parents who don't want their kids to be on camera. Yeah, usually what people end up doing is like cropping the opponent if they refuse to be on camera or something like that.
Robin would have mentioned the Kostya sighting. That will do it for him.
Well, yeah, I already noticed him earlier, but
F4. That's very impressive score so far.
Is shaping up to be like a long positional game.
But it could also... Someone can try to make a kingside pawn storm and try to attack.
Yeah. I thought that seemed a bit unlikely just because both players castled on the same side right now.
H3, G4 maybe is a way.
Yeah. Yeah, H3 I still think I would take the knight. Because I don't have any good prospects anywhere if I go back.
Yeah, I'm not sure black wants to allow G4. It looks like G4 is kind of free space for white. Putting off the knight could be fine for black because then black can try to get a knight on E5 or D4.
streamer, people can look up a lot of games about you, but I still feel like a lot of times people don't actually end up knowing that much.
Yeah. Well, if someone did look at her online games, they wouldn't expect a
Yeah, they
Meroxy
would
Prime
expect
Sicilian,
the Alapin probably.
Alapin, or Smith Mora.
It's gonna be a difficult move for her just because it's difficult to find a plan right now. You've made all the obvious moves of moving every minor piece once, and now you need to decide what to do to keep going.
Yeah.
Three, because it gets rid of knight b5, b4 if you decide to bring the queen to c2. Sure.
Yes. Although then the knight can go to d4 after bishop takes f3.
Yeah. So maybe we need to, before playing queen c2, we need to move our knight somewhere to open up our bishop and reinforce our control over d4 for now.
It's played.
Is playing very quickly in response to her moves.
I wonder when black will decide to push d5, if they ever do. Oh.
Yeah.
They could push it without losing material.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much reason to move slowly. They have already decided their plan. Suppose they're trying to double
Yeah.
up and play d5.
For some reason we don't have a feed cam, so we can't comment on the kicking happening or not happening.
Hello.
Hey Robin.
Hey, what's up? I'm about to pull up the board. What's going on?
So far so good. They're moving kind of nothing tactical or sharp is happening yet. They're slowly improving their pieces.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
I heard from a little bird that there's sort of a Morozzi buying type thing going on, but not necessarily standard.
A Meraxi,
I guess
but
the
not an open
multi-bind
Sicilian.
pawn structure is we don't have the open Sicilian structure because we didn't trade. She didn't play d4.
So it's like an English opening.
Yeah. You play the English, right, Robin?
Yes, I do. I have been playing the English. Okay, I can see the board now. Cool.
I wonder
Okay,
about
so
a
we
plan
have-
like d3 and knight d2.
Three makes sense, unless because whenever you play d4, the opponent's gonna take the knight. Oh, but she did play d4.
Right. Oh. Did she just play?
Yeah.
Am I delayed?
I'm watching the events page rather than the stream, so I get the moves a bit before the stream.
Okay, no
Yeah,
spoilers.
d4, bishop takes f3. Oh, this looks like a mistake.
Yeah.
A clean pawn
Fun.
and an outpost.
Ennui is choosing to live in the future, since we are 15 minutes delayed and Ennui is not.
No, I'm still 15 minutes
Ennui
delayed.
is like
just
14
15
minutes and
yeah.
30 seconds
Yeah.
delayed.
It's like a difference of 5 seconds or something.
Oh, I see. Okay. I misunderstood. That's way better.
It's kicking time. I was thinking something like d3, knight d2, f4. or f3.
They took the knights. And then I took back with the bishop.
The bishop.
Now the bishop has nowhere to go. I'm not sure they're gonna take it because presumably they like to have a piece on d4.
Yeah.
Okay, we can still come back from this. It's only a pawn and a weak square.
So we found out Elena hasn't really studied this early c4 stuff that she's trying, that this is kind of an improv that worked out in an earlier game. So
Yeah.
that's a very interesting development. When she played it in the earlier game, we were surprised.
When she played it was fine. It's d4 is a small tactical mistake though.
Yeah, I was talking about the e4 and
Yeah.
c4 structure against
Yeah.
Sicilian. But this is a little bit different. I don't think she had a d4 pawn in the other game that she tried this type of thing, right?
I didn't see the entire game. I just
Yeah.
saw
was
it
like
after.
Yeah, so it was like a real Maroczy bind, whereas this is sort
Yeah.
of a pseudo.
Yeah, it was traded because the other guy played like a dragon or dragon setup.
Correct. Yeah, they did have a dragon. That's right. So what are we calling this? Like a pseudo Maroczy bind, or does it have a? Did it transpose into a certain line in an English, or what?
Not sure.
Or we're just
I
maybe
wouldn't
we're
be
just
able
out
to
of
tell.
maybe we're just kind of out of book. I'm gonna call it a pseudo Maroczy. Pseudo.
I guess I'd call it a Maroczy bind English structure.
In chat, we have a guest. He's been in chat before on a handful of times. Anyway, Pretty Pawn Sky Young is the person I was talking about who might join our commentary team at some point.
Okay, now she's trying to dislodge the knights with b4. Yeah, can you go
makes
back?
the
Yeah.
c4 pawn a bit weak.
Young, if he's still here, is the chess historian, veritable chess historian, could be a chess professor that I was talking about a couple of days ago. FYI.
Oh, Bishop Stars, can you stop moving the pieces on the commentators board? I thought this was vindictive, but
Yeah, it's funny. Come on, Bishop Stars.
Why is? Oh, never mind. I'll just roll with it.
And she plays queen takes d4. Whoa.
well, if you want to move them, you need to explain what you're doing.
Be mood with commentary.
Bishop is moving the pieces on the commentator's board. Is he a commentator? Is he going to join?
Well, anyway, the idea probably was that if you take, she's gonna take the knight, and if you take the knight back, you recapture with the queen and build the battery. But the problem is the knight can take with check first. and then win a pawn. They can win a pawn.
B4, knight takes F3, check. Winning a second pawn. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
B4 might not be good if knight takes F3 check and now the C pawn is weak.
Yeah. If they don't keep the B pawn, they can double up against the C pawn.
Was Robin, if you're commentating the last round where she won with that queen trap.
Oh yes, the short one.
Does anyone remember like her reaction? Did she just see the queen trap all along when she lost her rook?
Oh yeah, she wasn't afraid of that fork. Pretty sure she saw that
Mhm.
bishop was just going to
Mhm.
trap the queen right in there.
That's
That
nice.
was planned.
Well, it feels good when your opponent thinks they found a tactic, but you calculated further than them.
Yep.
Yeah.
One more ply, 2 more plies, and that was
Rosie
was
says
that
she
game
started
like?
dancing in her chair.
Rosie did. Right on. Yeah, that was the
And
shortest
she
game of
plays,
the tournament. That's
I think,
for sure.
E5. Interesting pawn break. To lose a pawn.
How many moves was that last game this morning? Like 12 moves or something?
E5 made some sense to. What does it do? Opens up the E file for the rook. The bishop has maybe more scope. Or, yeah, both bishops. Good move, unless there's some concrete reason why it's not.
She's opening up her bishop.
Okay.
Looks at chat. Trying to see what chat is saying here. D takes C5, rook takes, or D takes C5, rook takes C5, bishop E6. The black's bishop would get active in that line, and maybe black's rooks can support black from playing E6 to E5.
PMs from Pretty Pawn Sky Young. You should probably put that analysis in the chat. I'm guessing you don't have to.
Well, I can
welcome,
potentially play
welcome.
E5, E4, yes.
Welcome to the community, though, my friend. So a few moves ago, I guess black kind of had a bit of a bind on the D4 square, and we're wondering if she may have played D4 kind of out of frustration. And then obviously just lost the pawn, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Maybe she calculated that after D4 they would take the pawn. And then the knight would move.
So she seems to like these types of structures, so I wonder if she might possibly get into studying the English a bit, which would be exciting for me because I'm an English player, and I think it results in like such great positions.
Oh yeah,
and
I
or
doubt it though, because she wants to
Well-
play that Scotch Gambit.
I know
for
she does love the Scotch
E5
Gambit.
games.
So maybe if not the English, maybe she'll end up doing a serious study of the Maroczy Fine. In my opinion, that would be exciting too.
Hmm. I also feel nervous for Rosie to join the call.
Oh, we have a new person coming?
Yes, we might.
I'm not sure if I know who Rosie is yet. Heard.
Oh, there he is.
How you guys doing?
I'm good.
Well,
Someone's trying to take it back.
Yeah, yeah, she's not recapturing automatically.
I wonder if she's looking at like bishop e4 or something. I'm not really sure.
takes E5.
Okay, so it's Rosie in the Discord. Who are you usually in the Twitch chat? Would I recognize Rosie?
Knight
Rosie
E4.
chess, so probably not then.
Rosie Chess?
Yeah, so it's pretty similar.
Yeah. Just some guy who lives in the Vegas Chess Festival.
I don't live in Vegas though, but I go there.
But
quite
you're
a
there
bit.
every year.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, maybe she's just kind of looking at like where she would move her rook after bishop d6. Yes, but it doesn't really seem there's like much option besides to just take.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Knight E4 probably doesn't do much besides give them an opportunity to defend their e-pawn.
Oh, I see it now. National Master Rosie Chess. Cool.
That's me.
No, I do recognize that name now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I have seen your chat. Cool. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
Cool to have a titled player to interact with. Assuming that's not a quote-unquote NM, like some titled
Yeah,
players.
that'd be kind of strange to aspire to be only an NM. I would have GM in my name then.
Okay, so we have a true NM on the call.
Hmm.
I
I
celebrate
did see that though. Someone had IM in their username, and they were like 500s. Like, why wouldn't you just put GM at that point? You know,
Strange. Very strange.
Vindictive. I thought you were titled also, no?
It's like,
Oh,
I want
yes.
to steal
I
some
am,
valor, but I don't want to steal that much valor.
In internet, I am.
Oh, I see. So after rook takes pawn, bishop d6, where are we moving our rook though?
I was thinking she was just gonna go back. 'Cause, like,
Do
I mean, you
have-
don't want to. Like, you're not gonna stay on the 5th rank.
Oh yeah, Tom's gonna change
So-
his name.
Yeah, I don't know about something like rook E3, rook E3 to rook D3.
We should all just put EM in our name for Alina Master. See how many EMs we get in here.
If
Yep,
we
brand
play in
new
the
title.
FIDE arena, we can all become arena GMs.
That is a great idea. I think we should all be EMs from now on. I like that a lot. That's my next username.
And you're gonna have
EM
EM.
Robin. EM Robin.
Yeah, I wanted to go rook g5, but the rook is trapped there after h6, so we can't actually go there.
I would probably actually choose NM if it was one title I could choose without actually getting it.
You would pick NM? Oh,
Yes, for a
She did do it.
username.
what? Very interesting.
These last moves feel almost like She's trying to confuse the enemy as much as possible.
Which is not a bad strategy when you're in a worse position, though.
Yeah, but I feel like we've gone drastically from a bad position to a horrible position now.
You think
Mhm.
it's gone worse? That much worse?
Yeah.
I think black might be able to defend their e pawn with bishop d6.
And I think she's just kind of not worried about being down pawns, it seems like.
Maybe. I don't know
Having a
how bad it
pawn,
is practically.
Just sacrifice another pawn.
The problem is, it doesn't look like there's enough pieces to really make a real attack.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like, if knight takes
because
bishop here, what's the plan? Is it knight
black's
takes
pieces are
bishop?
pretty good.
Yeah, and
What
I'm
do you
thinking, like, if knight takes bishop, knight takes f5, and then just e4. It seems pretty solid for black.
F5, yeah. Okay, so whatever piece takes on e4, f5,
No, against rook takes, at least you could take on e5 and get a
f5,
pawn.
rook takes e5. Mm-hmm.
That maybe not too bad.
Yes.
But the rook does look a little bit awkward there.
So what is the idea of bishop e4? What do you think is what do you think our queen is thinking here?
She probably wants to open up her dark square bishop, because if he takes, she's gonna develop her knight, bring it closer to the action.
Mm-hmm. Maybe
This would
bishop b1 in the future.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, if we can get bishop b1 here, then I'm liking her chances to, pull something.
I don't think she's
I
going to
am
get
not
a chance
liking her
to play
chances.
bishop b1. I think that knight's going to rip that bishop right off.
I do think knight takes bishop happens here, yeah.
Was there a
Double
problem
move
with rook
trick.
takes e5?
I don't think
Besides bishop d6, which isn't a problem really.
Yeah, I think she is probably just thinking after bishop d6, she has to go back to e1, and there's just no play there for being down a pawn. So she's hoping to get some play for 2 pawns.
Yes. So 0 play for 1 pawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
How did you do the How did you do the commentator board
so.
when she made?
There's a link in the Discord. If you just wait, Sam is gonna give you permission to access it.
Oh, I meant for the round where she made 2 moves in a row. What happened? How does Chestnut comment?
I have no idea. I wasn't there. Maybe Robin knows.
we just have to do a smart triangulation.
Okay, that makes sense. To get the board right.
Yeah, I don't know. I have nothing to do with the commentator's board, except for I glance over it occasionally.
What's our predictions? Knight takes or rook takes here?
Well, the knight took.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I meant for Elena.
No, for Elena.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Well, Mon is like 30 seconds ahead, or he knows the future. I would say... No, I'm completely unsure. Because rook takes, you're threatening a pawn. But why would you threaten a pawn if you didn't take the pawn last move?
I think
so I
knight
would
takes
take-
looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
think
also
knight
take
takes
the
first
knight.
move.
Knight takes runs into f5 a little more.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that line just looks like you don't have any play anymore. That's the problem. If they can get an f5 safely, it seems like there's nothing there.
I was calculating rook takes e4, f5, rook takes e5, and then something like bishop f6.
Yeah, or bishop d6 so that you can play f5
Mhm.
again. But the
Yes.
bishop's really strong at s6 also.
Get pawns near the center of the board.
And with the pawn safe on e5, we also don't have a way to kick the knight anymore. Positions where we can't. I guess even in this position where we can't go queen d2 because there's the knight f3 check trick, or we'll lose our queen. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, it's a bit
Interesting.
difficult to
Yeah.
move our queen potentially. Where's the commentator board?
Interesting trap.
In the Discord. There's the tourney discussion channel. There's a link. And once you join, Tom should be able to give you permission.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Oh, she took with the knight.
Oh, thank you. Nice. Okay, yeah, I don't think I have permission yet, but I see it.
Bishop Stars has
Oh, I do now.
it
Oh.
to everyone.
So what I was saying, not in this position anymore because the knight, she went knight takes, but queen d2 ran into this knight check for those
Yeah.
who couldn't see it. Or if we take, then the queen will hang over here on d2. That's not true, Bishop Stars. I got perms. I do think this f5 move looks very strong for black. I would guess white has to go knight to g3. And then I think this e4 move looks really good for black. With bishop f6 following up. Maybe bring a rook here, e5. It looks tough for white to create something here. And then again, what we're talking about with queen d2, there's this knight check again. Good spots to move to in that position either.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back.
Is F5
to-
played? Okay.
No, not yet. Oh, it was played.
Oh,
Oh, it was played.
yeah.
It was.
Yes, it does look like it's on the board.
Playing very solid. I don't think has made any mistakes yet in the game.
Mm-hmm. I guess sometimes the first mistake is the last.
Maybe
Sometimes.
that'll be the
Yeah.
case here.
Well, it's more like once you make one mistake, you keep inviting more mistakes, trying to keep an advantage you no longer have, or claiming compensation that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm. Losing more material flows from an inferior position. That's kind of what happened here, I feel like, also, right? Because I don't think Elena
Definitely.
just gives up that e5 pawn if she wasn't down a pawn. So yeah, it does kind of snowball sometimes. I actually do like that suggestion by Bishop Stars after knight g3, e5, e4. We might have to consider just sacking the knight to open things up. The problem is that there's not much pieces left to actually do an attack, but we just have
Problem
enough.
is you lost 2 pawns, and so you can't afford to gain 2 pawns.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
well-
gained.
I was thinking in this position also, taking on c5 and then taking with the rook on e5 to dislodge the knight. The problem is they
Oh, yeah.
can always. Well, we are already down so much material, and they might have. If we sack a piece, they might just sacrifice the knights on f3 or something just to get a queen trade.
So if we
Knight
can look at
takes
that,
c5, rook takes e5.
and there might be a little trickery with like b6 and then b4. So if we look,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, whoever
Yeah,
Go ahead.
commentator board,
Yeah.
yes. Knight takes
take
c5.
here, And then both against b6 or bishop b6, so against this there's c5.
Yeah.
We're back in this game.
Ah,
And
I
if
see.
bishop b4, or sorry, pawn b6, then we have pawn b4. And there are ways that black can be fine here. I think something like, I don't know, even like queen c7 or queen d6 actually doesn't look super good after we take and bishop takes. It looks we're back in it. So this can get us back in the game if they make a mistake here. But I think the knight takes c5 might be a good route to create confusion. But yeah, I think this looks okay for white, potentially. This is where we're at, right? Here?
Yeah.
Maybe it might be forced.
Yeah,
Now
if
black-
you just sorry, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say it looks like black is the one with the Maroczy bind with the colors reversed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, true.
Because we also have the e6 pawn controlling d5. So we can't
Mhm.
put a knight where, in the symmetrical position.
I also think
Mhm.
if we go knight g3 here, we're almost like we're just kind of letting them have a great position. I think you have to try something.
Mm.
The only way that knight g3 works is if they kind of make a mistake with f4, where they let us, put our knight back on e4 and kind of stay there. But even that looks really good for black after f3, or something like
No,
that.
she only lost in the women's tournament. She hasn't lost any game in the open section.
In that line with knight takes c5, what happens after rook takes e5, bishop d6? Then black is just in time to save their material.
I think maybe then queen takes knight. So if you want to look at that, queen takes knight, bishop takes rook, queen takes, and we're down in
Okay.
exchange, but at least we're fighting.
Mhm.
Being down in exchange is not the worst anyways. Like in an endgame, that can still be a draw. So I would definitely prefer this over what's happening right now with knight g3. But yeah, you're right. Black is better here.
Mm.
Why didn't you take the queen there?
Oh wait, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so white is just winning there.
Okay, so yeah, bishop d6 may not be the move.
Yeah, so it is not easy to play for
Oh,
black.
yeah.
And I think anything with like rook c8 protecting the bishop, just rook takes bishop, bishop takes knight, is
Mm-hmm. Okay.
again down
So
in
bishop
exchange.
b6 to c7 then.
Bishop c6 to c7.
B6 to c7.
Oh. Yeah, that's the better way to do it. Because then we're kind of forced to trade queens there, so that's not great. So in that line, I think, maybe the best option would be to try to.
And she plays.
Oh,
Oh,
does she
man.
personally? Okay,
Knight d2.
let's go back. Does she play knight d2 here?
Yes. Guarantees a loss. Interesting.
You think sacking guarantees the loss? I disagree with
I
that
don't
for
know.
sure.
Yeah. Playing
think
passive
someone in
is
chat said.
lots, more so than entering complications.
I think sacking gives them a lot of different ways to blunder or make a mistake where we can draw or maybe win if they play bad enough of a blunder. If we're playing a computer, yeah, knight takes c5 will guarantee us losing. Stars here also doing nothing is the way that we're more likely to lose than going aggressive like that.
Are you playing this tournament, Rosie?
I am not. I am home in Florida.
Oh, you're home.
I am. I didn't go to Vegas this time. Surprising.
Yes, very surprising.
So I think e4 here is going to be good for black. I would be surprised. Oh, I guess bishop f6 is also good here for black too. one of those two
Or
moves.
maybe
Like,
rook a d8.
that move looks also good because you're threatening a trick with after rook takes e5, right?
Rook takes e5.
I don't think you are.
No, I guess.
So I was looking at, I'll just show. After this, I was thinking maybe after take there's knight f3 check. But I don't know how. It seems okay, I guess. After queen takes here.
Maybe it's good. Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know. I don't think it's worth doing for black. After they go either queen back, we're going to double up here, or if they go here, we can block and then double up. And that seems like white's happy with that outcome, I would think.
Yeah.
So in that case, I think we should just preserve the pawn. As black, if we just hold on to our 2-pawn advantage without any complications, we'll win.
Definitely. Rook d8 feels like a move. An improving move that can be played after defending our pawn.
You can just play rook d8 anytime. You can defend the pawn first.
Yeah. Bishop f6 or e4, I expect.
Moves seem the best here for sure. Queen c7 or queen d6 would also both be fine, or same with bishop d6. Basically any move that's going to preserve our pawn seems decent.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how her rating improved after the first 4 wins. Maybe something like 20 points per win.
PM.
Words per minute, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, he was complaining that he was typing too slowly earlier. Everyone made the same joke as him, but he was too late.
Oh. So he took 1 minute to write that sentence. It was exactly 8. 8 words in his sentence.
Exactly 8 words.
If you count 8 as a word.
And WPM as a word. And doesn't.
Yeah, I'm counting those as one word. I'm counting
Yeah.
the spaces. So, okay, maybe we should do 7.
The actual definition is like 5 characters.
Really?
I think. No, I think when people say words per minute, it's like 5 characters.
I'm going off spaces per
insane.
minute.
Yes, I think spaces for it. Plus
But
1.
also,
Space plus 1.
Space plus 1. Yeah,
Yes.
there we go. We're on the same page. Hear it when I get Discord notifications?
No.
No.
Okay. I'm gonna put on Do Not Disturb anyways, just in case. Okay, good that you can hear. We haven't heard from Spindra in a while. He must be writing like a paragraph.
Bishop f6 happened. Defending
that's
the
okay.
pawn.
He must be writing a whole sentence. Maybe even 2 sentences. We might not hear from him for a week. Bishop f6 seems very good, yeah. What do we do to complicate things here? weirdly, a move that comes to mind here is f3, because I really don't want them to play e4 here. Feels wrong though. But if we can play f3 and I don't even know how, get our knight to d3 somehow. Then
E3.
start going after the e5 pawn. It feels like once they play e4, it's very hard to play.
Right, you really want to stop e4.
Spin drop. I think it's all vindictive, probably. Three. Oh, nice. Yeah, we just need 1, 2. That's not even checkmate though. We just need 1, 2, 3, 4 moves in a row, and we also need them to play a move for us that helps.
I was thinking knight f3 setting up a trap, but then they just take our knight in
And
and
it's
comes a check.
Unfortunate.
But take the queen anyways and offer them a draw.
How much do you guys walk around during your tournament games?
I don't really play tournaments. I think only Vindictive can answer.
I walk sometimes. It's nice in a 90-minute game to clear my head.
Mm-hmm. Ambitious stars are the same, walking a lot, never sit more than a few moves.
I sit for the majority of my games.
Yeah, Elena doesn't walk a lot.
Vindra's never
she's
walked
like
around.
the whole time.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Good observation on Wii.
Elena doesn't really walk around either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far as what we've seen.
I have to walk a lot, or I feel like the blood is pooling up in my muscles and I get brain fog. So I just have to keep on walking, and then I still stay sharp with it.
Will the knight end up on f1?
Get out and do laps.
So I know some coaches tell their students like never walk around. I wonder if that's hurting their students sometimes, or if it's just good advice for younger kids all the time. Obviously,
I think
that
that's-
doesn't apply here, but
I wonder why they would say that. Sounds like terrible advice to me, but maybe there's a good reason.
Or maybe
And
for kids, someone forgot to play a move or didn't notice it was their turn because they weren't at the board when the opponent moved.
Right. Interesting.
and I think for kids, a lot of times they'll just like that means they're not really paying attention. Like they'll just move and walk around and like hang out with their friends.
I don't know. Some
This
kids just
last
have to
move.
keep moving, though. Some kids just have to move.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And for me, it like helps refresh my mind so that
Exactly.
So it does depend on the style, but maybe when they're younger, you want to at least have them try it first so that they'll focus.
I think why knight f1 is played is maybe so they might bring a rook to d8 anyways, but if we don't play knight f1, maybe after like queen c1, there's bishop g5, and our queen doesn't really have any squares to go to because the knight's controlling like c2 and e2.
Yeah,
Rook
it's
d8's
hard to
coming anyways.
For e4, I don't mind it still here. Yeah, if we could put our pawn back to c3, that would be nice here. As someone commented.
Yes.
Rook a to e8.
Refutation of the Roxy bind.
Are you just saying like any move is good here, Bishop Star, or are you actually saying Rook a to e8 is a good move? Because I don't really see the point of it.
Yes, I do not like the rook behind the
Or
e file
double
when
wall.
there's
Yeah,
already a
Which
good
one?
f file and a good d file.
Oh, he meant d8. Okay.
Yes.
I was gonna say I don't know if his point is saying that it doesn't matter what black plays here as long as he doesn't blunder.
after rook a8 is probably rook f d8. Or no,
Rook
just
e8.
rook
Yeah.
e d8. Yes, the one rook that can move there.
Or just rook d8.
Yeah, you can suggest moves with a 15-minute delay. So
Yeah,
they might
and
already be
she's
done
not
with it.
looking at the stream. Even without the delay.
I think queen c6 also is interesting here. Oh, he went rook a8. Okay, as expected.
Yes, I win over Rosie.
Yeah, my move was e4, right?
Yes,
But
Yeah,
which
move
one
was-
was the computer like?
yes, your move was a bit too advanced and less.
Let
Do you
me
want
see,
to
I
know
attack
what
queen.
the computer lacked?
I'm gonna see what the computer said there.
It said e4.
It did?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's
I
why you're
do-
doubly wrong.
Wait, what? That would make me singular wrong and singular right.
Well, if it's a computer move, then it's less likely that the opponent will play it.
I thought you meant double right on if the move was good or not.
Yes. Suppose if we don't play e4 now, there could be f3. That could be one of the reasons why it was preferred.
That's true, yeah. And also just kind of opens up our bishop, and we could play our other pawn to e5 if we wanted to have the same effect, but have a better pawn on e4. It'd be like moving our e6 pawn to e4 here. That would be great.
Oh, yeah. And I see a tactical reason. Yeah. With the bishop, e4 could threaten knight f3 check.
Weirdly enough, I don't hate this bait that I'm looking at with queen d2. It looks like it's bad because there's knight f3 check. And, you know, your opponent might see, oh, she missed this tactic, but actually it's more so of a bait where we're trying to get them to play that, because then we pick up this e5 pawn. And even though our
E
pawn
takes
structures are messed,
f3.
we picked up a pawn, and we have drawing chances here now in this line. Especially if they take our
Ah.
bishop simplify, and then suddenly we're attacking two pawns and they can't defend both. And now it's probably a draw here. So I kind of like the idea of just going... The problem is if they don't do anything about it, so if we go back to here, this queen d2 move doesn't really do that much on its own. I guess it can set
But
up
if
rook
they just
d1.
move their queen.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a big problem. If they go like queen c6 here, then this move is...
And they're threatening knight f3 check. Yes.
And then we had to move somewhere weird like this, which is going to allow e4. So we might have to even go back to c1. So if the bait doesn't work, then it doesn't really do much to go queen d2 here. Thank you, Bishop Stars. I appreciate it.
Could our bishop... Oh, it's kind of risky, but our bishop could go to a3. The ideas of b4.
Yeah, I don't hate that either. It looks like she's made her move. Knight g3.
Yes. The
It's
knight
like
has
a-
rerouted.
What,
the knight
Magnus?
is trying to provoke f4.
I noticed no backseating is displayed. Maybe just for this tournament, we could remove that tag on the screen to reduce confusion and let people know that they can.
Magnus would have went somewhere like queen b1.
Because if they
E4
play
now.
f4, they're not
Sure.
gonna play e4. Did e4 happen?
Yes.
Oh, not yet. It did?
No. Let's see. It's their move, so no.
Yeah.
I think this bait would have been too obvious, but I think queen d3 was also interesting in that if they think knight f3 just wins a queen, we can go queen takes, so it doesn't actually win a queen, but that one might be a bit too easy to see.
Yes. Knight f3, queen takes f3.
Interesting
Not
that
even a
she
bait.
She went knight d2 to maneuver her knight to g3 when she could have just went knight g3 to start with. Her last three moves have been knight d2, knight f1, knight g3, right?
Knight e2.
I'm pretty sure if we go all the way back to here, yeah, she could have went knight g3 here, and her last three moves have been knight d2 and knight f1. So what's this? What's the line? Bishop f6.
I thought the knight was on c3 though.
But it was on e4 for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so she went from e4 all to d2, f1, g3.
Starting on c3. Let's see. c3, e4, d2, f1, g3.
This knight has been on a journey.
Knight e2 next.
It might be the plan, honestly.
Yeah, maybe that knight's super annoyed and
You know, May her
trade
thought
it
is
off.
that if she went knight g3 right away, it would have been obvious, okay, I just moved my f pawn, I don't want to move it again. But now that it's been like 5 moves, he'll forget that he didn't want to move this f pawn again. So he'll just go f4 and then she'll get her knight to e4 like wanted. Bishop a4, b6, b4? Oh, sorry, I assume you mean bishop a3.
Yes.
That's what
That's true.
I think Bishop Star was saying that also, right?
Yes.
Wasn't someone else saying bishop a3 earlier? And yeah, I think it's worth it for sure. We gotta open up something, right? b4.
He allowed black to win a second pawn and put bishop f6 and rook d8, yes.
Oh, I thought someone else. Oh, so was it just knight b3 who said bishop a3 then?
I
Queen
said that as
f7.
well.
Oh, you said it. Okay, I knew someone else. I was like, this is.
Yeah,
right?
really.
But it's pretty risky with the rook on a1. I think white is preparing e4 and knight f3 check now.
7, maybe they were worried about knight h5.
He'll be played.
Yeah.
But I think it's just to get the rook to target the queen.
Considering bishop takes knight here, and hoping the knight can somehow dominate the bishop at some point. But I don't know. I don't
She
think
moved all that way for the
So if we
bishop to take
take-
the knight.
They're
I don't
probably
think
gonna
so.
take with the c pawn, right? And get the protected passer in the endgame. If we
Or with
trade
the
down,
pawn is also good. Both look pretty good.
yeah. Maybe if they take with the e pawn, we can hope to target the e6 pawn eventually.
That's true, yeah. But I think the next move is, well, I guess we can't go e5 right away because there's knight takes pawn. Yeah, bishop stars prove it. Three is right. You know who was the first person on the F3 bandwagon?
Was it bishop stars?
No, it was me. Unless it was bad, then it was bishop stars. If the computer hates F3, then it was only bishop stars. You guys can't prove I said F3 ever. Doesn't win this game. If she wins her next two, she'll probably tie for first, I would guess. Or maybe someone will get 6.5. Oh yeah, Bobby Fischer did it. Never mind, someone is definitely gonna get 7-0 then. make play. There's also another thing that might be kind of nice here. Oh, we still have f3 showing. Is knight e2, because it'd be nice to get rid of this knight here. Problem with that is there's knight f3 check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
knight f3 check.
I mean, I might like this line more than the position she's in right now, just because we open up space. At least there's like some interesting stuff here, but we do lose our queen. Like, objectively, it's a bad trade. But I actually don't dislike this.
You're
line
saying
more
if you're
than-
down material, you would actually rather have an imbalanced position.
I think in this case, because we open up the d file, and we will control the d file because we have 2 rooks, unless they want to give up their queen for one of our rooks. And I think like rook d8 looks natural here, but I feel like this line is, I mean, obviously it's better for black, but our rook is very strong. Like, maybe we can get some kind of trick. Oh, there's a trick here already with bishop takes e5, actually. I mean, I think it's a losing trick. Yeah, it is a losing trick. There's queen check. I
Yes.
missed that. But if they take it, we had rook check and, of course, winning the queen.
That's also losing, right?
It also looks losing, but
If they
it looks,
take the bishop.
it looks like we could draw that. Like, this line looks... Okay, this is
Oh,
way
we're only
further
down
than
one
we
pawn,
go.
I see.
But
Yes.
yeah, this looks drawable. I mean, obviously we would prefer this position, but that's a lot of things need to go wrong for them. But I don't hate that imbalance, even though objectively we should hate it. because we
Knight
just-
h5 was played.
Knight
If you go back.
h5.
so you
Does
wanna
black
play-
have
like-
any tricks? Like knight f3 check? No. h3 they do not have. e4 looks good,
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, e4 here.
but then we can take the knight. Does the queen take back and being in line with the bishop because the knight's stable?
Still continuing on his journey. She's starting a new
Yes.
game of her own. How far can I move
If
this?
e4 might be the end of the journey for the knight.
Yeah, we might have to trade it off, right?
Unless we're going knight f4, they go e5, journey continues.
Oh, that'd be nice if we could get our knight to d5.
Yes.
But e4 is also threatening a knight f3 check now,
Yeah.
which
So
again,
we cannot go
we
knight
don't see all the
f4.
time. Actually, there are some lines where I would prefer losing our queen for the rook and the knight. I don't think that one was one of them though, because we also lose.
I
this
don't
knight.
think Elena would ever consider that.
Probably she shouldn't. It makes sense that she
Yes. That's just very hard
Yeah,
to
exactly.
go
Knight
through
b4.
with.
So we have to take this bishop first in those lines, and that looks really bad to open up the g file. Again, going against like actual chess principles. Let me show. Let's just say
So you want to take with the g pawn,
let's
king
really waste our
h8.
time. And these kind of lines where takes, we have to take here with check first. And it looks like bad opening principles for black again, or not opening principles, but just chess principles. But this g file being opened up, even though they doubled their pawn, seems very bad. Triple pawns look like they just win here. Maybe not. There's king h1 here.
Yeah.
But this looks very bad for white, obviously. I don't think this open g file helped us. I don't know, this pawn's very weak. Maybe.
Powerful bishop in rook.
It is interesting. There are
Yeah.
interesting
It's kind of
lines.
nice if you're down a rook for a queen. There's some chances.
We win the queen if they take here. But we're going to be down in exchange still after it takes check. Queen here if they go here.
So rook g1 probably loses.
Hopefully they go here though, and then we take here and we're equal again. That's way deep into a line though. The chances it happens are so small.
Mm-hmm. So actually, I don't know if I. Well, yeah.
This is the game right here.
Maybe don't open up the
Yep.
G file and if they're gonna give up their queen.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's some line where she quote quote blunders her queen and it'll give her some play. I think if there's no nothing that happens like that, there's just really no counterplay at all. It feels like black will have a pretty easy path. I think those lines that we're looking at where we lose our queen, it does seem like there's
Finally.
play there.
E4.
So
Very
E4
nice.
Yeah.
E to E4. Yes, Double Jared. Rather than F takes E E4.
Now do we go knight f4?
Mm,
Keep the
Right.
journey going.
knight F4. Knight F3 check. Survive.
Knight f4 loses to knight f3 check though. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Because our
you're
bishop-
saying in this line we don't actually win.
We need to be able to
win a
take
bishop and a rook. Okay.
because if we look at it, when we can't take this
Subtle.
bishop with check, we're just going to be able to take this
Oh, yeah.
then. So then this one
So,
does not.
yeah, so we just have to take the knight first to keep the journey going.
We need to be able to take here in those lines.
Yeah.
If we want to go into those, which she probably will not want to go into. The problem is if we, so another line I was looking at is if we take here, after bishop takes, they're threatening both our rook and our pawn.
Takes.
The same tactic, but in a different way. So this line looks lost.
Yeah.
I don't think we can defend our exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if we do want to go for that, we're going to have to take the bishop here or move our king, but that might lose to knight f3 again. Maybe not, actually. No, we have takes with check. So if we go king h1, knight f3, I thought they would be able to take here because they disconnected our queen to our knight. But yeah, we do have takes. So, okay, this is not lost. But I don't see how we
Right.
defend our exchange still, right?
Right. So we still have to. we have to
Actually,
take
then we
the
go into
bishop.
my line that I like. Then I'm happy. We got into my line.
Right.
But it
You're the
maybe
only
it's
one
worse
who
because
likes
of
your
the pawn
line.
E5. Yeah, I think I'm the only one who likes this line. But yeah, it looks worse here though because there's no pawn on E5 where we can't sack the rook. Okay, so yeah,
They're
I'm guessing
are they taking on F3 in that line or no? May just
she
keep the
went
pawn tension.
and
And,
bishop. I thought she was gonna do that.
okay.
Probably the objectively best move, right?
So if the queen takes, they are still looking at knight F3 check.
And they did go.
Knight F3 check. Queen takes F3. Queen takes B2 maybe.
Yeah, I like that for them. Just simplify, go into a endgame up 2 pawns. Look for some kind of perpetual check at some point as white. Hopefully, I don't know how.
Hmm. Yes.
Oh, actually, I think even more than queen takes b2, I might even like just
Rookie mistake.
let's just say here, like where we just take the queen and let them take here and we take it back. Now they do get white does get a pawn out of it, so I don't know if it's actually worth it though to give up a pawn to queen trade after the knight f3 check. But
Oh.
there's something to consider that you can queen trade. Yeah, Bishop Star said king h1. That seems solid to me. I'm a little bit worried about queen h4 though. Maybe this f2 pawn looks awkward to defend.
I mean, maybe not.
F4
E
for
pawn.
who?
For black, but the E pawn needs to be defended.
Mhm. Yeah, that f4 would actually be nice if we can get it for black.
I mean, they after king h1 they could have f4, rook takes e4, f3.
I feel like after king h1, just queen h5 looks, or queen h4 looks pretty good. How are you going to defend your f2 pawn?
Yeah, she's defending her bishop. With the
Queen b1 makes sense. Get out of the pin.
Okay.
Also,
Yes.
yeah, I didn't
She
like
saw the tactic.
Queen h4 for white and that line. I just didn't see a good way to defend
Uh-huh.
f3. And also they're
Sounds
throwing
like-
that. So if we go back, I'm just going to go back for 1 second.
Yeah, they're still threatening
Yeah.
some sort of
We're throwing
knight
that,
f3 after queen h4.
threatening this pawn, which is very awkward to defend here.
Rook f1, knight f3. Yes.
Yeah, and if rook f1, knight f3 again. Going back into my lines that I like, actually, so maybe I would have played it. Because I actually do think this is not so bad for white compared to what we had before. Like, I would prefer to play this probably, but we did lose our... Oh, rook f7's annoying because we can't play check. But we could double up.
Yeah, but you could have gone rook g1 instead, or was there a trick?
Yeah, rook g1 here instead. But then they go rook f7 again. It looks like it stops everything. Unfortunately. Okay, the thing is, those lines should never work for white. It's just that they could mess up. So queen b1 is probably, I would guess, one of the better moves here, right?
I mean, what other square would you go to get out of the pin? Queen h5, queen
Knight
c1.
b3, suggesting to take a knight. I think that goes against his username.
Yes.
Not allowed to take a knight. Gotta let him stay free. Someone said queen g5. What do you guys think about that move? It looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good. Queen g5 or queen g6? Queen g5 looks more active.
You think so?
And then one.
Yeah, probably king h1. 5 seems like a decent move to throw in. I don't see anything wrong with throwing it in.
Also looking at like f4, rook takes f4, f3 ideas.
To throw this game as black, don't you? Why are you playing f4?
F3. There's an open f file for the rook, or
I get it. Yeah,
not open, but it's behind.
I'd say if it was. Sorry for interrupting. I'd say if we were like in an equal or a losing game, playing like f4, f3 makes sense. But like we're basically complicating as black in a like one position, not even just a better position, but like a one position. So I'd definitely not like do it unless like you see checkmate. There's any need for black to complicate the game. What's the